Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Profiles Podcast. I'm so glad you're here today. How are you? I hope you're doing well, and I mean that sincerely. Stay well, stay healthy, and always stay open to learning, because learning is the most valuable investment you will ever make in your life. And today is proof of that, because you're here. Now, today's topic is important, incredibly important. In fact, I'd say it might be the single most important topic in the world we're living in right now. And I don't say that lightly, because this topic belongs to everyone, every age, every country, every profession. It's the thing you think about when you wake up in the morning and the thing still turning in your mind when you try to sleep at night. It's behind every decision you make in life. Yes, money, finance, earning money, saving money, spending money wisely, and most importantly, actually managing your money. Now, let me be very honest with you. We all earn money somehow, some more, some less, but we earn it. So then why does the month end and the money is just gone? Why do we ask ourselves, where did it all go? Why are we stuck in the same loop? Earn, spend, run out. Earn again, spend again, run out again. Have you ever truly stopped and asked yourself, why does this keep happening? There is one answer, and honestly, it's a little painful to hear, but we need to hear it, because nobody ever taught us. Think about it. We spent years in school, mathematics, history, chemistry, literature, but not once did anyone sit us down and say, here's how money works, here's how to manage it, here's what a budget is, here's how interest works, here's how to get out of debt. Nothing. They taught us none of it. And you know what? That is not an accident, my friends. A financially uneducated society spends more easily, falls for advertising more easily, goes into debt more easily, and stays dependent on the system more easily. It was like this in the past, it's like this today, and unfortunately, it'll probably stay this way. We see it everywhere. Everyone has become brand obsessed. We pay $50 for something worth $500 for something worth $50. We buy a product we could get for $10 and pay $60, $100 for it just because it has a different logo, just because it feels more prestigious, just because everyone else has it and we don't want to be left behind. And that is exactly what the system wants. Spend without thinking, consume without questioning, borrow without understanding. But today is different, because in this video, you will learn everything your family couldn't teach you, everything your school never put in the curriculum, but everything you'll use for the rest of your life about money, about finance, about yourself. This video has 6 parts, and each one builds on the last, step by step, from beginning to end. 200 questions and answers. Podcast format, question and answer style, made to speak to both your ears and your mind. You'll find clear, practical answers to all of these questions. How do I earn more? How do I become financially free? How do I actually save? How do I start investing? How do I manage the money I already have? How do I control my spending? How do I get out of debt? Why does my credit score matter? Is buying a car smarter than leasing? And the big one, is it better to buy a home or keep renting? All of it. We cover all of it. You will learn English and gain financial knowledge you'll carry for the rest of your life. 2 investments, 1 video. Not bad at all. Now, I have one request. Please don't skip around. Watch each part in order. Take notes if you need to. Watch it twice if you have to. Because this information, when it truly lands, has the power to change your life. I'm not exaggerating. Are you ready? Then let's begin. What is money?
Money is something we use to buy things. We work, we earn money, and then we use it to pay for food, clothes, a house, and other things we need.
Why do people need money?
We need money to live. We need it to buy food, pay for a place to live, and get the things we need every day.
What does earn money mean?
To earn money means to get money by working. For example, you do a job and your boss pays you. That money is what you earned.
What is a salary?
A salary is the money you get from your job. Usually you get it every month. For example, someone might say, "My salary is $3,000 a month."
What is a budget?
A budget is a plan for your money. You look at how much money you have and you decide how to use it. It helps you not spend too much.
Why is a budget important?
A budget is important because it helps you see where your money goes. Without a budget, you might spend too much and have nothing left at the end of the month.
What does it mean to save money?
To save money means to keep some of your money, not spend it. You put it away for later, maybe for something big or for an emergency.
What is an expense?
An expense is something you spend money on. For example, your rent, your food, your phone bill. These are all expenses.
What is income?
Income is the money that comes in, the money you receive. Your salary is your income. If you have two jobs, you have two sources of income.
What is the difference between income and expenses?
Income is the money you get. Expenses are the money you spend. When your income is more than your expenses, that's good. You have money left over.
Good. We are doing great. Let's keep going.
Yes, let's talk about banks now. Most people use a bank, but don't really understand how it works.
What is a bank?
A bank is a place where you keep your money safely. You can also borrow money from a bank or send money to other people through a bank.
What is a bank account?
A bank account is like a personal space at the bank where your money is stored. You can put money in or take money out when you need it.
What is a savings account?
A savings account is a special bank account just for saving money. You keep money there and usually don't touch it every day. Sometimes the bank pays you a little extra money called interest for keeping money there.
What is a checking account?
A checking account is a bank account you use for everyday things. Paying bills, buying groceries, sending money. It's the account you use most often.
What is interest?
Interest is extra money. If you save money in a bank, the bank gives you a little extra, that's interest. But if you borrow money, you pay back more than you borrowed. That extra is also called interest.
What does deposit mean?
To deposit means to put money into your bank account. For example, I deposited my paycheck today means you added your work payment to your account.
What does withdraw mean?
To withdraw means to take money out of your bank account. If you go to the ATM and take out cash, you are making a withdrawal.
What is an ATM?
An ATM is a machine, automated teller machine, where you can take out cash, check your balance, or do other simple bank tasks. You can use it day or night without going inside the bank.
What is a balance?
Your balance is how much money you have in your bank account right now. If you have $500 in the bank, your balance is $500.
What is a bank statement?
A bank statement is a record, like a list, of all the money that came in and went out of your account. It shows your deposits, withdrawals, and your balance. Most banks send it every month.
Ooh, this is so useful. I wish someone had taught me this when I was young.
Right? Me too. Okay, next, let's talk about something a lot of people are afraid of.
Oh no, what?
Debt.
Ah, yes, very important topic. What is debt?
Debt is money that you owe to someone else. If you borrowed $1,000 from a bank, you have $1,000 of debt. You must pay it back.
What is a loan?
A loan is money you borrow, usually from a bank. You get the money now and you pay it back later, little by little, usually with interest.
What is a credit card?
A credit card is a card you can use to buy things now and pay for them later. It's like borrowing money for a short time. But if you don't pay it back quickly, you pay a lot of interest over time.
What is the difference between a debit card and a credit card?
Good question. A debit card uses your money, the money already in your bank account. A credit card uses the bank's money, which you must pay back later.
What does it mean to be in debt?
To be in debt means you owe money to someone. Maybe you have a loan, a credit card balance, or you borrowed money from a friend. That is debt.
Is all debt bad?
Not always. Some debt, like a loan to buy a house or pay for education, can be helpful. But too much debt or debt with very high interest can be a big problem.
What is a payment?
A payment is money you give to pay for something. For example, your monthly payment on a loan or your rent payment every month. That is a payment.
What does pay off mean?
To pay off means to finish paying for something completely. I paid off my loan means you owe nothing more. Zero debt.
What is a minimum payment?
A minimum payment is the smallest amount you must pay on a credit card or loan each month. It's not the full amount, just the minimum. But if you only pay the minimum, you will pay a lot of interest over time.
What is a bill?
A bill is a request for payment. For example, your electricity bill, your phone bill, your internet bill. These are all bills. You get them every month and must pay them.
Okay, we are 30 questions in, and I already feel smarter.
Me too. Let's talk about something more positive now. Spending habits.
Oh, yes. How we spend money is just as important as how much we have. What is a need?
A need is something you must have to live. Food, water, shelter, medicine. These are needs. You can't survive without them.
What is a want?
A want is something you like to have but don't actually need. A new phone, a vacation, a fancy dinner. These are wants. Nice to have, but not necessary.
Why is it important to know the difference between needs and wants?
Because when you have a budget, you must pay for needs first. Wants come second. If you spend too much on wants, you might not have enough for needs.
What does overspend mean?
To overspend means to spend more money than you have or more than you planned. If your budget says $200 for food, but you spend $350, you overspent.
What is a financial goal?
A financial goal is something money-related that you want to achieve. For example, I want to save $1,000 in 6 months, or I want to pay off my credit card by December. That is a financial goal.
What is an emergency fund?
An emergency fund is money you save just for unexpected problems. If your car breaks down, or you lose your job, or you get sick, the emergency fund helps you. Most experts say you need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved.
How much should you save each month?
A common rule is to save at least 20% of your income every month. But even 5% or 10% is a great start. The important thing is to save something every month.
What is the 50-30-20 rule?
The 50-30-20 rule is a simple way to plan your money. Spend 50% on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% save. It's a very popular starting point for budgeting.
What is a fixed expense?
A fixed expense is an expense that stays the same every month. Your rent is a fixed expense. It's the same amount every month. Your loan payment is usually fixed too.
What is a variable expense?
A variable expense changes from month to month. For example, food, electricity, entertainment. These can be different amounts each month. Some months you spend more, some months less.
What is cash flow?
Cash flow is the movement of money in and out. When more money comes in than goes out, you have positive cash flow. That's good. When more goes out than comes in, that's negative cash flow, a problem.
What does broke mean?
To be broke means you have no money or almost no money. It's an informal word. I'm broke this week means I have no money right now.
What is a paycheck?
A paycheck is the payment you get from your employer for working. In many jobs, you get a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. You get money for your work.
What is a raise?
A raise is when your employer increases your salary. If you were earning $2,000 a month and you get a raise, maybe now you earn $2,200 a month. More money for the same job.
What does financial freedom mean?
Financial freedom means you have enough money to live the life you want without worrying about money all the time. You are not stressed about bills or debt. It is a big goal for many people.
What is net worth?
Net worth is what you own minus what you owe. If you have $10,000 in savings but $3,000 in debt, your net worth is $7,000. It's a picture of your total financial health.
What does live within your means mean?
To live within your means means to spend less than or equal to what you earn. You don't spend more money than you have. It sounds simple, but many people struggle with this.
What is a receipt?
A receipt is a paper or digital record that shows you paid for something. When you buy groceries, the cashier gives you a receipt. It shows what you bought and how much you paid.
What is financial stress?
Financial stress is the worry and anxiety that comes from money problems. Not having enough money, having a lot of debt, or not knowing how to pay your bills can all cause financial stress. It's very common, but there are ways to reduce it.
Can anyone learn to manage money better?
Yes, absolutely. Managing money is a skill, and any skill can be learned. It doesn't matter how much money you have now. If you learn the right habits and tools, you can improve your financial life. That's exactly why we're here today.
Welcome back, everyone. You made it to part 2. And honestly, you should be proud. Most people never even start learning about money, but you're here. That matters.
Absolutely. Okay, in part 2, we're going to talk about understanding where you are financially right now, your financial situation today, and how to start making better choices.
Shall we start?
Let's go.
What does financial situation mean?
Your financial situation is where you are with money right now. How much money do you have? How much do you owe? How much do you spend each month? Together, these things describe your financial situation.
How do you find out your financial situation?
You write it all down. Look at your income, how much money comes in. Look at your expenses, how much goes out. Look at your debts. When you see everything together, you understand your situation clearly.
What is a financial review?
A financial review is when you sit down and look carefully at your money. You check your income, expenses, savings, and debts. Many people do this once a month or once a year.
What does track your spending mean?
To track your spending means to write down or record every time you spend money. Maybe you use an app, a notebook, or a spreadsheet. When you track spending, you can see exactly where your money goes.
Why should you track your spending?
Because many people are surprised. They say, "Where did all my money go?" When you track it, you see the answer. Maybe you spend too much on coffee or food delivery or subscriptions. Tracking helps you see the truth.
What is a spending habit?
A spending habit is something you do regularly with your money. For example, buying coffee every morning or shopping online every weekend. Some habits are okay, others cost you too much money over time.
What is an impulse buy?
An impulse buy is when you buy something without planning to buy. You see it, you want it, you buy it immediately without thinking. Impulse buys can destroy a budget very quickly.
How can you stop impulse buying?
One trick is to wait 24 hours before buying something you didn't plan to buy. If you still want it the next day, maybe it's okay. Often, the desire goes away.
What is a financial plan?
A financial plan is a clear guide for your money. It includes your goals, your budget, your saving plan, and your debt strategy. It's a roadmap. It shows you where you want to go and how to get there.
What is the first step to taking control of your finances?
The first step is to understand where you are right now. You have to know your income, your expenses, and your debts before you can make any plan. Awareness is the starting point, always.
What types of debt are most common?
The most common types of debt are credit card debt, student loans, car loans, and home loans, also called mortgages. Many people have more than one type at the same time.
What is a high-interest debt?
High-interest debt is debt where you pay a lot of extra money in interest. Credit cards are famous for very high interest. If you only pay the minimum, your debt can actually grow even while you're paying.
What is a debt strategy?
A debt strategy is a plan for how to pay off your debt. There are different methods. Some people pay the highest interest debt first. Others pay the smallest debt first to feel motivated. The important thing is to have a plan.
What is the avalanche method for paying off debt?
The avalanche method means you pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This saves you the most money over time. It's the most financially smart approach, even if it doesn't always feel the fastest.
What is the snowball method for paying off debt?
The snowball method means you pay off the smallest debt first. Once that's done, you move to the next smallest, and so on. It feels very satisfying, like a snowball rolling downhill and getting bigger. It keeps you motivated.
Which debt method is better, avalanche or snowball?
It depends on the person. Mathematically, the avalanche method saves more money, but if you need motivation, the snowball method is better. The best method is the one you will actually stick with.
Can you negotiate your debt?
Sometimes, yes. You can call your bank or lender and ask for a lower interest rate, a payment plan, or sometimes even a reduction. It doesn't always work, but it never hurts to ask. The worst they can say is no.
What is a debt consolidation loan?
A debt consolidation loan means you take one new loan to pay off all your other debts. Then you only have one payment to make each month, and hopefully a lower interest rate. It can make things simpler and cheaper.
What happens if you don't pay your debts?
If you don't pay, several bad things can happen. The lender may charge you extra fees, your credit score goes down. In serious cases, they can take legal action or even take your possessions. It's very important to communicate with your lender if you're having trouble paying.
What is the most important rule about debt?
I would say don't borrow more than you can pay back. And if you already have debt, always have a plan to pay it off. Debt without a plan grows fast and can become overwhelming.
What is a financial goal?
We mentioned this before, but a financial goal is something specific you want to achieve with your money. Buy a house, travel, retire early, save $10,000. These are financial goals.
What makes a goal a good goal?
A good goal is smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Instead of saying, I want to save money, say, I want to save $500 by the end of 3 months. That's a SMART goal.
What is a short-term financial goal?
A short-term goal is something you want to achieve in 1 year or less. For example, I want to save $300 for a new laptop in 3 months. Short-term goals are usually easier to achieve.
What is a long-term financial goal?
A long-term goal is something that takes more time, maybe 5, 10, or 20 years. Buying a house, paying for your children's education, or retiring comfortably are long-term goals. They need planning and patience.
How do you start working toward a financial goal?
Start by writing the goal down. Then figure out how much money you need and when you need it by. Divide that number by the months you have. Now you know how much to save each month. Simple.
What is motivation in personal finance?
Motivation is why you want to reach your goals. Maybe you want security for your family or freedom to travel or to retire early. When you know your why, it's easier to make hard choices, like saying no to that impulse buy.
What happens if you don't reach your goal on time?
That's okay. Life happens. The important thing is to not give up. Look at what happened. Maybe you need more time or to adjust the goal. Progress is more important than perfection.
Should you have more than one financial goal at a time?
You can, but be careful. If you have too many goals at once, it's hard to focus. Start with 1 or 2 important goals. Once you achieve them, add more.
What is a savings goal?
A savings goal is a specific amount of money you want to save. For example, I want to save $1,000 for my emergency fund. A savings goal gives you something concrete to work toward.
Why do some people fail to reach their financial goals?
Usually because the goal was too vague, or there was no plan, or something unexpected happened. Also, and this is honest, sometimes people give up too soon. Goals need time and patience and consistency.
What is a 12-month forecast?
A 12-month forecast is a plan that looks at your money for the whole year ahead. You estimate your income and expenses for each month. It helps you see problems before they happen, like a slow month with less income or a big expense coming in December.
Why is a 12-month forecast useful?
Because life is not the same every month. Some months you have higher bills, maybe your car insurance is due, or it's holiday season. A 12-month forecast helps you prepare. No surprises.
What is a monthly check-in?
A monthly check-in is when you sit down, maybe at the end of every month, and compare your actual spending to your budget. Did you spend more than planned? Less? What changed? This helps you stay on track.
How long does a monthly check-in take?
It doesn't have to take long. Even 15 or 20 minutes is enough. Look at your bank statement, compare it to your budget, and note anything unusual. The key is to do it regularly, every single month.
What is a spreadsheet?
A spreadsheet is a digital tool, like a table with rows and columns, where you can organize numbers and information. Programs like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets are popular spreadsheets. Many people use them to track their budget.
Can a regular person use a spreadsheet for their budget?
Absolutely. You don't need to be a math expert or a computer expert. A simple spreadsheet with your income, expenses, and savings is enough. Many free templates are available online. Just search budget spreadsheet.
What is a financial toolkit?
A financial toolkit is a collection of tools, guides, and resources that help you manage your money. It might include a budget template, a debt tracker, a goal-setting guide, and more. Think of it as your money toolbox.
What is the most important tool for managing money?
Many people would say a budget is the most important tool. Once you have a clear budget and you follow it, everything else becomes easier. Saving, paying off debt, reaching goals.
What is financial well-being?
Financial well-being means feeling secure and in control of your money. You have enough for your needs, some savings, and a plan for the future. You're not stressed about money every day. It's a state of financial peace.
Is financial well-being only about having a lot of money?
No, that's a common misunderstanding. Financial well-being is about your relationship with money and how well you manage what you have. Some people with high incomes feel terrible financially because they spend everything. Some people with modest incomes feel great because they live within their means.
What is a financial habit?
A financial habit is something you do regularly with your money. Good habits include saving every month, checking your bank statement weekly, and paying bills on time. Bad habits include overspending, ignoring debt, and not saving at all.
How long does it take to build a good financial habit?
Research says habits take about 21 to 66 days to form. So if you save money every month for 2 or 3 months, it starts to feel natural. The beginning is the hardest part. Don't give up.
What does pay yourself first mean?
Pay yourself first means that when you get your salary, the first thing you do is put money into savings before paying any other bills or spending. This makes sure you always save something no matter what.
What is automation in financial planning?
Automation means setting up automatic transfers, so money moves from your checking account to your savings account automatically every month without you doing anything. It's a great way to save without thinking about it.
What is financial literacy?
Financial literacy is the ability to understand and use financial information and skills. Reading a bank statement, understanding interest, making a budget, these are all parts of financial literacy. And that's exactly what we are building today.
Why don't schools teach financial literacy?
That's a big question. In many countries, school curriculum doesn't include practical money skills. The good news, you can learn it yourself through podcasts like this one, books, videos, and practice.
What is the connection between financial literacy and financial freedom?
Knowledge is power. When you understand money, how it works, how to manage it, how to grow it, you have the tools to reach financial freedom. Financial literacy is the first step. That's why it matters so much.
What is one simple thing anyone can do today to improve their finances?
Write down everything you spent money on this week. Everything. Coffee, transport, food, subscriptions, everything. Just seeing it written down is eye-opening. It's the start of taking control.
What is the most important mindset for financial success?
A growth mindset, believing that you can learn and improve. Many people think, I'm just bad with money, but that's not true. Money management is a skill. You can learn it. Anyone can, at any age.
What is the biggest lesson from the first two parts of this episode?
I think the biggest lesson is this. Understanding your financial situation is the foundation of everything. Know your income, your expenses, your debt, and your goals. Once you see clearly, you can act clearly. And that changes everything.
Welcome back, everyone. Parts 1 and 2, solid foundation. Now we go deeper. Part 3, where not to keep your savings and when to start investing. You ready?
Ready. Let's do this.
Is keeping all your money in a regular checking account a good idea?
Not really. A checking account pays almost zero interest, so your money just sits still. Meanwhile, prices rise every year, and your savings quietly lose value without you even noticing.
What is inflation?
Inflation is the gradual rise in the price of things over time. Food, rent, fuel, everything. If your savings don't grow at least as fast as inflation, you're actually getting poorer, even while saving. Scary, right?
Where should you not keep your savings?
3 places. A regular checking account with near zero interest, cash at home which can be lost or stolen, and putting everything in one unprotected place. All 3 options quietly work against you.
What is a high-yield savings account?
It's a savings account that pays a much higher interest rate, sometimes 4% to 5% per year instead of almost zero. Your money stays fully safe and insured, but grows significantly faster. Easy upgrade, big difference.
What is a certificate of deposit, a CD?
A CD is when you agree to leave your money in the bank for a fixed period, 6 months, 2 years, in exchange for a higher interest rate. The catch, you pay a penalty if you need it early.
What is the difference between saving and investing?
Saving is keeping money safely in a bank, protected, slow growth. Investing is putting money into assets like stocks or real estate, aiming for much bigger growth over time. More reward, yes, but also more risk.
What is a stock?
A stock is a small piece of ownership in a company. If the company does well, great, your stock gains value. If it struggles, your stock loses value. Simple concept, powerful reality.
What is a bond?
A bond is basically a loan you give to a company or government. They pay you back with interest over a fixed period. Safer than stocks, yes, but the returns are lower too. A trade-off.
What is an index fund?
This one is important. An index fund tracks a market index, like the S&P 500, and automatically spreads your money across hundreds of companies at once. Low cost, diversified, and historically one of the best long-term investments for regular people.
What is compound interest, and why is it so powerful?
Where to start? Compound interest means you earn interest on your interest, so your money grows faster and faster over time. Albert Einstein reportedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. And honestly, he was right.
What is diversification?
Diversification means spreading your money across different investment types so that if one drops, the others may still hold. Classic rule. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Timeless advice.
What is an ETF?
An ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, is a collection of stocks or bonds you can buy and sell on the stock exchange like a regular stock. Flexible, low cost, and instantly diversified. Very beginner-friendly.
When is the right time to start investing?
As early as possible. Time is the single most powerful factor in investing thanks to compound interest. Starting at 25 with a small amount will almost always outperform starting at 45 with a much larger one. Time wins.
Do you need a lot of money to start investing?
No. This is one of the biggest myths. Today, you can start with $5 or $10 through investment apps. The habit matters far more than the amount. Start small, be consistent, grow over time.
Should you invest if you still have debt?
It depends. High interest debt, like credit cards at 20%, pay that off first. But low interest debt at 3% or 4%, that can coexist with investing, since your returns may actually outpace it.
What is a 401k?
A 401k is a retirement savings plan offered by employers in the U.S. You contribute part of your salary. Many employers match a portion, and that match is essentially free money. Never leave free money on the table.
What is a Roth IRA?
A Roth IRA is a retirement account where you invest after-tax money. Your investments grow completely tax-free, and you pay zero taxes when you withdraw in retirement. For most younger investors, excellent choice.
What is dollar cost averaging?
It means investing a fixed amount regularly, say $100 every month, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Over time, you naturally buy more when prices are low and less when they're high. Smart, stress-free strategy.
What does time in the market beats timing the market mean?
It means staying invested long-term beats trying to predict the perfect buy and sell moment. Markets go up and down short-term, but history shows they consistently grow over decades. Patience. Always patience.
What is passive investing?
Passive investing means buying and holding funds that simply track the market. No frequent trading, no stock picking, low effort, low cost. And research shows it outperforms most active investors over the long run. Simple wins.
What is risk tolerance?
Risk tolerance is how much market volatility you can handle emotionally and financially. If a 20% drop would make you panic and sell everything, you have low risk tolerance. Your age, income, and goals all shape where you land.
What is asset allocation?
Asset allocation is how you divide your money among different investment types: stocks, bonds, cash. Younger investors hold more stocks for growth. Older investors shift toward bonds for stability. It adjusts as your life changes.
What is a financial advisor?
A financial advisor is a professional who helps you manage investments, plan retirement, and navigate taxes. Always ask if they are a fiduciary. That means they are legally required to act in your best interest, not their own.
What is the 4% rule in retirement planning?
The 4% rule says you can safely withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio per year in retirement without running out of money. $1 million saved means $40,000 per year to live on. Not bad at all.
25 questions on saving and investing done. Take a breath, everyone. Part 4 is next. Goals, credit scores, and building your personal strategy. Don't go anywhere. All right, part 4. Goals, investment strategy, and credit scores. These are the things that separate people who talk about financial success from people who actually live it. Let's go. How do you set a realistic financial goal?
Be specific. Attach a number to a deadline. Instead of, I want to save money, say, I want to save $3,000 in 6 months. Then divide by the months and check if your budget can actually support it. Concrete beats vague every time.
What is a SMART financial goal?
SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Save $500 by March. That's SMART. Save more money? That's not a goal. That's a wish. Big difference.
What is a milestone?
A milestone is a smaller achievement on the way to a bigger goal. Targeting $10,000? Your milestones might be $2,500, $5,000, $7,500. Celebrating each one keeps the motivation alive for the full journey.
What does pay yourself first mean?
The moment your paycheck arrives, transfer a set amount to savings before spending anything else. Savings become non-negotiable, like rent. Whatever is left, you spend. Not the other way around. Never the other way around.
What is lifestyle inflation?
Lifestyle inflation is when your spending increases every time your income increases. More money coming in, but somehow nothing extra saved. The solution? Raise your savings rate alongside your lifestyle, not just your spending.
What is keeping up with the Joneses?
Spending money to match your neighbor's lifestyle. Buying things for appearance, not genuine need. The irony? The Joneses are often deeply in debt themselves. Looks can be incredibly deceiving.
What is delayed gratification?
Delayed gratification means choosing to wait for a bigger future reward instead of a smaller reward right now. One of the strongest predictors of long-term financial success. And honestly, life success in general.
What is accountability in personal finance?
Accountability means being responsible for your financial actions and progress. Some people use an accountability partner, a friend or advisor who checks in regularly. Knowing someone will ask, "Did you save this month?" makes you far more likely to actually do it.
What is financial discipline?
Financial discipline means consistently making the right money choices even when it's difficult. Saving when you want to spend. Paying off debt instead of buying something new. Aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals every single day.
What is a personal investment strategy?
It's a customized plan for how you invest, based on your goals, timeline, income, and risk tolerance. A 25-year-old saving for retirement has a very different strategy than a 55-year-old. There is no one-size-fits-all, and that's okay.
What is a conservative investment strategy?
Conservative means prioritizing protection over fast growth. More bonds, fewer stocks. Lower risk, lower potential returns, more stability. Suits investors who are close to retirement or simply can't stomach seeing their balance drop.
What is an aggressive investment strategy?
Aggressive means prioritizing maximum growth, mostly stocks, higher risk. Suits younger investors with a long timeline who can afford to ride out market drops and still come out way ahead. Time is their superpower.
What is a credit score?
A credit score is a number, typically 300 to 850, measuring how trustworthy you are with borrowed money. Higher is better. Lenders use it to decide whether to approve your loan and what interest rate to charge you.
Why does your credit score matter so much?
It affects your mortgage rate, car loan, rental application, sometimes even job opportunities. A great credit score saves you thousands over a lifetime. A poor one quietly closes a lot of financial doors.
What is the most important factor in your credit score?
Payment history, about 35% of your score. Paying every single bill on time, every month. That one habit alone is the most powerful thing you can do to build and protect your financial reputation.
What is credit utilization?
It's the percentage of your available credit you're currently using. Limit is $10,000 and balance is $3,000. That's 30% utilization. Experts say stay below 30%, ideally below 10% to keep your score strong.
How can you improve a bad credit score?
Pay every bill on time. Reduce credit card balances. Don't close old accounts. Avoid applying for too many new cards at once. Improvement is slow, but steady, consistent good habits rebuild a damaged score over time.
What is a secured credit card?
A secured card requires a cash deposit as collateral, usually equal to your credit limit. Use it regularly, pay it off monthly. Over time, responsible use builds your credit history and pulls that score upward.
What is the difference between gross income and net income?
Gross is your salary before deductions, taxes, insurance, retirement contributions. Net is what actually lands in your bank account after all that. Always budget on net income. Gross will get you in trouble every time.
What is a tax deduction?
A tax deduction reduces your taxable income, so you owe less tax overall. Mortgage interest, student loans, charitable donations, common examples. Less tax means more money staying in your pocket. Worth understanding.
What is opportunity cost?
Opportunity cost is what you give up when you choose one option over another. Spending $10,000 on a vacation instead of investing it means missing years of compound growth. Every financial decision has a hidden cost. Every single one.
What is financial resilience?
Financial resilience is the ability to absorb a financial shock, job loss, medical emergency, market crash, and recover without long-term damage. Emergency fund, insurance, low debt, diverse income. These are your financial armor.
What is passive income and why does it matter?
Passive income is money you earn with little ongoing effort. Dividends, rental income, a business that runs without you. When passive income covers your living expenses, you are financially free. That's the goal.
What is the connection between mindset and financial success?
Everything. A scarcity mindset, afraid to invest, avoiding money conversations, keeps people stuck for years. An abundance mindset opens doors. Your beliefs shape your behaviors, and your behaviors determine your outcomes.
What is the most important thing to remember from parts 3 and 4?
Invest early, protect your credit, and build a strategy around your life, not someone else's. Financial knowledge is not reserved for wealthy people. It is literally the path to becoming one, wherever you start.
50 down, 50 to go. Part 5 is next. Car buying, smart spending, building real wealth. Let's keep going. Part 5. Very practical, very real life. We talk about buying a car, daily spending habits, and building actual wealth over time. Not just earning, building. Big difference. Let's go. What is car affordability?
Car affordability means figuring out how much vehicle you can pay for without hurting your overall finances. A good rule? Total monthly car costs, payment, insurance, fuel, should not exceed 15 to 20% of your take-home pay. Otherwise, trouble.
Should you buy a new car or a used car?
Financially, a used car is almost always the smarter choice. New cars lose up to 20% of their value in the first year alone. A 2 or 3 year old used car in good condition gives you most of the quality at a fraction of the cost.
What is depreciation?
Depreciation is when something loses value over time. Cars depreciate incredibly fast. A brand new car is worth less the moment you drive off the lot. This is why experts call a car a depreciating asset, not an investment.
What is the smartest way to buy a car?
Save up and pay cash if you can. If you need a loan, keep it to 3 years maximum with a strong down payment. Buy reliable, buy used, keep it long after it's paid off. Those saved payments go straight to your future wealth.
What is the car payment trap?
It's when someone always has a car loan. Finish one, immediately buy newer. Instead of redirecting those payments to savings, they stay in perpetual debt. One of the most common and quietest ways people drain their own wealth.
What is mindful spending?
Mindful spending means pausing before every purchase. Do I need this? Is it aligned with my goals? Can I truly afford it? It's not about being cheap. It's about spending intentionally on what actually matters to you.
What are phantom expenses?
Phantom expenses are small, recurring costs you barely notice. Forgotten subscriptions, unused memberships, automatic app fees. Individually tiny, together, hundreds of dollars a month. Check your statement right now.
What is the latte factor?
The latte factor is the idea that small daily expenses, a $5 coffee every morning, add up to thousands per year. It's not about coffee specifically. It's about understanding that small, consistent spending has a massive cumulative cost.
What is value-based spending?
Value-based spending means consciously spending on things that align with what truly matters to you and cutting what doesn't. Travel makes you happy? Budget for it. Fancy clothes don't matter to you? Don't spend there.
How does social media affect spending habits?
Significantly. Constant advertising, influencer culture, comparison, it creates artificial wants and feelings of not being enough. Being aware of this effect and curating your online environment can dramatically reduce impulsive spending.
What is the difference between being rich and being wealthy?
Rich means high income, but it disappears if you stop working. Wealthy means owning assets that generate money even when you're not working. You can be rich and broke, or modest in income and genuinely, quietly wealthy.
What is the difference between an asset and a liability?
An asset puts money in your pocket. Investments, rental property, a business. A liability takes money out. Car loans, credit card debt. Simply, building wealth means accumulating assets and minimizing liabilities. That's the whole game.
What is generational wealth?
Generational wealth is financial assets. Money, property, investments, passed down from parents to children and grandchildren. Families with it have a head start life. Building it for your own family begins with the decisions you make today.
What is side income?
Side income is money earned outside your main job. Freelancing, selling products, tutoring, rideshare driving. Even an extra $200 a month, invested consistently, builds significant wealth over time. Small streams become big rivers.
What does pay yourself first mean in wealth building?
Treat savings like a non-negotiable bill. The moment your paycheck arrives, move a set amount to savings or investments before anything else. Wealth building should never be accidentally skipped. Automate it. Make it invisible.
What is a sinking fund?
A sinking fund is money set aside monthly for a specific planned future expense. Car insurance due in 6 months? Save 1/6 each month. When the bill arrives, the money is already sitting there. No stress, no debt.
What is a no-spend challenge?
A no-spend challenge means committing to zero non-essential spending for a set period, a week or a full month. It resets your habits, reveals what you truly need, and often results in surprisingly large savings. Most people are genuinely shocked.
What is frugality?
Frugality means being intentional and avoiding waste, not being miserable or stingy. It's choosing to spend less in some areas so you have more where it truly matters. Many quietly wealthy people are surprisingly, deliberately frugal.
Can you build wealth on a low income?
Yes, though slower and harder. Spend less than you earn, save consistently, invest what you can, and grow your income through skills over time. Many people have started with very little and built real wealth, patience, and discipline. It works.
What is good debt versus bad debt?
Good debt builds wealth or increases earning potential. A mortgage, an education loan. Bad debt funds things that lose value. Credit card shopping, impulse buys. Minimize bad debt. Use good debt strategically. Know the difference.
What is stealth wealth?
Stealth wealth means being financially secure without displaying it. Many truly wealthy people drive modest cars and live simply. As the saying goes, the people who look the richest are often not the wealthiest. Looks can be very deceiving.
What is financial independence?
Financial independence means having enough money through savings and investments that you no longer need to work to cover living expenses. Your money works for you. That is the ultimate long-term goal for so many people.
What is the FIRE movement?
FIRE. Financial independence, retire early. People save and invest aggressively, sometimes 50% to 70% of income, to stop working in their 30s or 40s. Requires real sacrifice, but for many, it completely transforms their life.
What is opportunity cost in daily spending?
Every dollar spent is a dollar that can't be invested and compounded. That new phone today might represent thousands of dollars of missed growth in 15 years. Doesn't mean never spend, just means spend more consciously.
What is the most powerful wealth building action you can take today?
Increase the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and invest the difference consistently for a long time. No secrets, no shortcuts. Earn more, spend less, invest the rest. Stay the course. Life-changing, if you do it.
Wow, 25 more done. Part 6, the grand finale. The big question everyone asks. Should you buy a home or rent? Let's bring this whole series home.
All right, everyone, part 6, the final stretch. We started with what is money, and now we end with one of the most important financial decisions of your adult life: buy or rent a home. Let's finish strong. What is the difference between renting and buying a home?
Renting means paying monthly to live in someone else's property. Flexible, but builds zero equity. Buying means taking a mortgage, making payments, and gradually owning the property. Builds equity, yes, but comes with far more cost and responsibility.
What is a mortgage?
A mortgage is a loan specifically used to buy real estate. You repay it monthly, principal plus interest, over 15 to 30 years. Miss enough payments and the lender takes the property back. That's called foreclosure. Not a situation you want.
What is equity in a home?
Home equity is the portion of the home you actually own. Market value minus what you still owe. Home worth $300,000, owe $200,000. Your equity is $100,000. It grows as you pay down the loan and the home appreciates.
What is PMI, private mortgage insurance?
PMI is an extra monthly fee added to your mortgage if your down payment is less than 20%. It protects the lender, not you. Significant added cost, zero benefit to you. Remove it as soon as your equity hits 20%.
What is a fixed-rate mortgage?
A fixed-rate mortgage has an interest rate that never changes, ever. Your monthly payment stays exactly the same for 15 or 30 years. Predictable, stable, no surprises. Most financial advisors recommend it for exactly that reason.
What is the rule of thumb for home affordability?
Your monthly mortgage payment should not exceed 28% of your gross monthly income.
Some say total monthly debt, mortgage plus everything else, should stay below 36%. These guidelines exist to prevent one thing: buying more house than you can handle.
What are closing costs?
Closing costs are fees paid when you finalize a home purchase, typically 2 to 5% of the price. On a $300,000 home, that's up to $15,000 on top of your down payment. Many first-time buyers are completely caught off guard by this.
What is home appreciation?
Home appreciation is the rise in a property's value over time. It builds equity and strengthens the financial case for buying. But it is never guaranteed. Location, economy, and market conditions all play a huge role.
Is renting is throwing money away actually true?
Not entirely. Early mortgage payments mostly go towards interest, not equity. Plus, owners pay taxes, insurance, and maintenance that renters simply don't. Renting can absolutely be the smarter financial choice, depending on your situation.
When does buying a home make financial sense?
When you plan to stay for at least 5 to 7 years, have stable income and a solid down payment, and local prices are reasonably affordable. Stability, affordability, commitment. Those three conditions together make buying make sense.
When does renting make more financial sense?
When you may need to move soon, when home prices are very high, when you're still paying off debt, or when investing your down payment elsewhere earns better returns. Renting is a legitimate, smart financial choice, not a failure, not settling.
What is the price to rent ratio?
Divide the home price by the annual rent for a similar property. Below 15 generally favors buying. Above 20 generally favors renting. It's a personal call, based on your specific situation and goals.
What is house poor?
House poor means your home is so expensive relative to your income that almost nothing is left for savings, emergencies, or investing. Your home becomes a financial burden instead of a foundation. Happens when buyers stretch to the very maximum they can afford.
What is a home inspection?
A professional evaluation of a property's condition before you buy. Roof, foundation, plumbing, electrical, everything. Never skip it. It reveals costly hidden problems and gives you power to negotiate a lower price or required repairs before committing.
What is refinancing a mortgage?
Refinancing means replacing your current mortgage with a new one, usually to lock in a lower interest rate or reduce monthly payments. If rates drop significantly after you buy, refinancing can save you thousands over the remaining loan period.
What is property tax?
Property tax is an annual tax based on your home's assessed value, paid to local government to fund schools and public services. It varies significantly by location and must always be factored into your affordability calculation.
What is a financial legacy?
A financial legacy is what you leave behind: wealth, values, and knowledge for the next generation. It includes generational wealth, life insurance, an estate plan, and the financial education you pass on to your children. Money and wisdom together.
What is life insurance and why does it matter?
Life insurance pays a lump sum to your family if you die, protecting the people who depend on your income. If anyone relies on you financially, a spouse, a child, a parent, you need life insurance. Full stop. No debate.
What is a will?
A will is a legal document specifying how your assets are distributed after your death. Without one, the government decides, often with results very different from what you would have wanted. Writing a will is important, often delayed, always necessary.
What is the number one financial mistake people make?
Starting too late. Waiting until they earn more, know more, feel more ready. The perfect moment never arrives. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now, with exactly what you have today.
What is the most underrated personal finance skill?
Negotiation. Most people never negotiate their salary, rent, bills, or interest rates. But almost everything in personal finance can be negotiated. One successful salary conversation can be worth tens of thousands of dollars over a career. Just ask.
What does financial success look like in daily life?
Surprisingly ordinary. Cooking at home often. Driving a reliable used car. Saving automatically each month. Resisting impulse purchases. Not glamorous every single day, but those quiet choices build extraordinary results over decades.
What should you teach your children about money?
Teach them early. Needs versus wants. Delayed gratification. How compound interest works. Let them make small money decisions and mistakes safely while the stakes are low. The greatest financial gift you can give a child is financial literacy.
What is the single most important financial principle from this entire series?
Spend less than you earn, save the difference, invest it consistently,
and give it time. Every strategy and every concept we discussed comes back to this. Not complicated, but it requires intention, patience, and consistency every single day.
What is your final message to everyone listening today?
You started this episode, and that already puts you ahead. Most people let money happen to them. You chose to understand it. Take even one thing from these 200 questions and apply it, just one, and your financial life will be better for it. Keep learning, keep growing. Financial freedom is not for the lucky few. It's a journey available to anyone willing to take the first step. And today, you already did.
Yes, my friends, if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And honestly, I'm not just saying that. I'm genuinely happy for you. Because by watching this video, you made a real investment in yourself, in your future. Not everyone does that, but you did. And if you actually apply what you learned here, the difference it will make in your life, especially with money, will surprise you. I promise. So let me leave you with the 10 most important things you learned in this video today. 1. Always spend less than you earn. Always. 2. Build an emergency fund first, before anything else. 3. Pay yourself first. The moment your income arrives, save before you spend. 4. Understand the difference between needs and wants. 5. High-interest debt is your biggest financial enemy. Attack it first. 6. Start investing as early as possible, even small amounts. Time does the work. 7. Your credit score is your financial reputation. Protect it. 8. A car is not an investment. It loses value. Buy smart, buy used. 9. Buying a home is not always better than renting. Know your situation. 10. Financial freedom is not luck. It is a skill, and skills can be learned. If you memorize these 10 points and, more importantly, if you actually apply them, you will master money. Not the other way around. From this video forward, you will not be managed by money. You will manage it. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, stay well, and always, always stay open to learning. That is what will take you to success. Let that be your secret. From birth to death, keep learning. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.